What's up guys, it's Justin here, and today I've got my back to school bag video for 2018, and last year you guys seemingly really liked that video, so this year I've got another one for you with some of the latest and greatest tech that I think would be great for students and your school year. And although I'm not going to school anymore, I am 21 and I did recently go to school, so these are things that I would bring based on what's available on the market this year. I'm also going to give away a backpack full of some tech for the back to school season, so all you have to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, drop a like on this video, and also leave a comment down below with your favorite item. And also please go ahead and follow me on my Instagram and Twitter, and I'll announce a winner in the comment section of this video at 3,000 likes. As always, all the products in this video are going to be linked down below, and I did kind of handpick and test out some of these items, some of which that I've used for a while, and some that I'm checking out for the very first time. But beginning with the backpack, here we have one from Herschel, which has kind of been my go-to for many years now. I personally had Herschel bags since about middle school, and the reason why I like them so much is because they come in many different colors and designs, whether it's low-key or something that has a bit of a pattern to it. But the quality also holds up over many years of use, and it has all of the necessary storage that still goes in a very minimalist look. If you guys are looking for something a little bit cheaper though, I also have a couple options here, which in this case, this one looks a lot like the Little America. And I got this one from Amazon, and it's from a brand called Kalidi, and it does have quite a bit of storage, but one thing that I will say is that it is much thinner and less rigid than the Herschel bag for sure, but you still have a lot of padding on the back and also a nice furry pocket for your laptop. Another one that I found here that is a bit more minimal and also in that budget price point is from a company called Vashi, and it actually looks a lot like the Heritage one that I have here, except once again, it is much thinner and there just isn't as much padding. So from a quality standpoint, you are paying for what you get, but if you're someone who doesn't really care to spend extra money on a backpack and want to spend it on tech perhaps, then these are two budget options. So the first product that I have here is a Bluetooth speaker, and it has quickly become one of my favorite pieces of tech because of how small it is, but also because the sound quality is so good. This speaker is so small that it can fit very nicely in the front compartment of your backpack, and you just really have no excuse not to take it with you everywhere. In addition to that, it is also IPX7 water resistant rated, so it's very durable with that soft touch feel. It's available in 3 different colors, and on the front you have your volume control as well as your button, and on the top you have the power and Bluetooth, along with a micro USB for charging, but nowadays I would have liked to have seen USB-C. The Bluetooth range is just around 30 feet, and the battery life is up to 6 hours, and from my testing I was able to get about 4.5 to 5 at about 75% volume. So a product that you guys have probably seen me feature a lot on this channel, and being someone who doesn't really like to use the trackpad on computers, is a Logitech MX Anywhere 2S mouse. So the mouse that I use for all of my video editing on a daily basis is the Logitech MX Master Mouse, but this one here is kind of the portable little brother, and I think the blue looks amazing and it matches the overall theme of this episode. It can connect wirelessly to up to 3 devices over the Bluetooth, and you can easily switch between them using the button on the back. The battery life is up to 70 days, and from my use, I was able to get just around 1.5 to 2 months depending on how much I was using it. But with a 3-minute charge, you can get a full day of battery, and as someone who carries a battery pack with me everywhere, that was just very convenient to have. The 4000 DPI makes it track very nicely, and in terms of ergonomics, it obviously isn't as comfortable as the larger MX Master mouse, but that isn't really portable. But of all the portable mouses that I've had so far, this is definitely my favorite. When it comes to hard drives, my personal pick is from Western Digital, including the My Passport and the My Passport SSD. They aren't sponsoring me or anything, as much as it might seem like that. I personally bought a ton of their drives, and as someone who needs a ton of storage, it's just nice to have drives that have been reliable over the past few years. Beginning with the standard My Passport, this comes in 8 different colors, and it ranges from 1 terabyte to 4 terabytes, with the 1 and 2 terabyte model being thinner than the 4 terabyte model. I think the colors are really fun and cool, and I personally have quite a few colors just so I don't mix up my drives, but reliability is definitely the reason why I continue to use Western Digital. If you're willing to spend the extra money, the one that I've been loving even more is the My Passport SSD. So you can see here, this is even smaller than the My Passport being a flash drive, but for video editing as a scratch disk, or as anyone who is transferring any large files, then the My Passport SSD comes in sizes up to 2 terabyte. It has transfer speeds of up to over 500 megabytes per second, and by default it uses USB Type-C, which is perfect for me, as well as USB 3.1 Gen 2. And although it is made out of plastic primarily, it is built to withstand up to 6.5 foot drops. Being someone who edits and films videos nearly every single day, I just can't have enough of these. So for this year, one of the best Windows computers that I can recommend to you guys is the LG Gram 13. If you guys remember, I reviewed the 14 and previously the 15, but the 2018 model has some improvements that really make it a worthy option once again, and in the 13-inch model, it is perfect for students looking for a light and portable computer for the everyday basis. This model right here comes in at just 965 grams, and just look at how thin it is while still having all of the I/O that you need, including a micro SD card slot, 3.5mm headphone jack, USB Type-C, and also USB 3.0. And on the other side, you're gonna find another USB 3.0 port, the power, and also a full-size HDMI to connect straight to your monitor, which is really nice to see. This model right here has a 13.3-inch Full HD IPS display, and it does have a magnesium alloy body that has passed a 7-step durability test system. On the inside, you're gonna find an Intel 8th Gen quad-core processor with DDR4 RAM, and the one I have right here has an i5 processor paired with 8 gigs. As for storage, you have 256 gigs of SSD, and the full-size light-up keyboard is really easy to type on, along with a pretty good trackpad. This year, the speakers built in have also been improved, but I think the best thing of all is the battery life. With a 72 watt-hour battery built into this 13-inch body, you're able to get up to 22.5 hours on light use, but from my experience on a mid to heavy load, I was able to get quite a few days from just doing general tasks such as taking notes, emails, and web browsing. Which I think for a large bulk of students, this is what you're going to be doing, and with a laptop that is just so light and easy to carry around but has everything you need, this white one right here just has a very minimalist design that is nice and low-key, and really the only piece of branding just says Gram in the middle. It does come in many specs and sizes based on what you're really going to need, including i5 or i7 processor models with different RAM options and storage. But if you guys want to learn more, I'm going to leave a link to that down below, and a huge thanks to LG for sponsoring this video. My personal choice for a portable battery pack is still the Anker 10000 PowerCore 2. So this is one that I've had for as long as I can remember now, and it has the latest, fastest charging capabilities through the single USB port, which is really all I need for on the go. But the battery indicator on the top has up to 10 levels, which gives you a very accurate representation of how many charges you still have left for your smartphone. And it powers up via micro USB, and in about 4 hours you can charge up the entire 10,000 milliamp hour battery. Even though I do have some of the larger Anker batteries that are like 25,000 milliamp hours, this is the one that I by far use the most because it weighs under 200 grams, so there's no excuse not to take it in my pocket if I don't have my backpack with me, but it can still charge my iPhone multiple times. One thing you might want to be aware though is your friends are gonna want to borrow this, and a lot of times people never give these things back. One thing that will be really handy though is a cable that has multiple different plugs. So this one right here is not too expensive on Amazon, and it has all of the plugs that you're going to need, including USB Type-C, micro USB, and also Lightning. So as someone who has multiple devices, some of which I use USB Type-C and some of which I use Lightning, which is my main phone, the iPhone 10, but also have Bluetooth speakers that have micro USB, including the Bose one that I featured in this video. It's just nice to have one cable that kind of kills all the birds with one stone, and you just stick this in your bag and you're good to go. Some of you guys have asked me over on social media what my personal favorite piece of tech is, or if I was to be on a deserted island, which 3 pieces would I take? And quite honestly, the Earpods definitely makes that list. Even though Apple has been taking forever to release the next generation, the Earpods has still been one of my favorite pieces of tech that Apple has ever made. And the one I have here is kind of the special edition in the colorware retro color. So huge thanks to them for sending me this, and I think it looks amazing in the cream, both in the painted case and the Earpods, as well as a small design touch in the button right here. But of course, the reason why the Apple Earpods are so nice is because they simply work. And Apple does say a lot of different pieces of tech that they make just work, but I think the Earpods is no joke. I just really like the hands-free experience, and after having Apple Earpods, I literally have not bought another pair of headphones ever since. The battery life is pretty decent, and although for students this is not exactly the most budget option out there, I personally think if you were to spend a little bit more money on anything, this is definitely worth it. So the next thing that I checked out is a water bottle from Amazon, and surprisingly this doesn't cost too much more than a regular water bottle. So this is one that is actually a smart bottle, and it does a couple of different things. It does have to be charged, which is kind of weird, but if you're looking for a water bottle already and kind of want something that can remind you but also check the temperature of your drink, and the way it works is actually the LCD is on the top, and if you want to be able to check the temperature of your drink, you just need to slide across it, and the LCD will display the temperature, but it will also tell you after your drink has been in here for about 10 hours. Another feature that it also has that I believe is more useful is to double tap the top screen here. It will actually set a 2-hour reminder for you to drink some water when the time is up. It does charge via a proprietary charger, but I think this is overall a cool tech item, especially as someone who is trying to drink water more regularly. As for MacBooks, my pick for students is probably going to be the 13-inch computer just because it is a nice middle ground of size and power. So the model that I have here is the touch bar one, but there is also the non-touch bar model. But if you're gonna get the 2018 model, then this year you're gonna have an upgraded quad core processor, which is a major boost from the dual core offered in previous years. Of course, it does have a pretty high price point, but if you go with the refurbished option or have student discount, which you get a free pair of Beats and you can sell those to save some money as well, then the MacBook Pro 13-inch with touch bar is an option that can last you many years and also holds pretty good residual value compared to other computers on the market. Of course, being a computer that has been on the go a lot, you do need some protection on it. So of course, I've got a debrand skin, and it does come in many different colors and textures, but my personal favorite here is the one in the marble. So if you guys want to check them out, I'm gonna leave a link to that down below as well. So now that we've talked a lot about tech, and for the most part, schools nowadays are completely paperless, aside from my business program where they didn't let me bring a computer, so I dropped out. It is nice to have one form of physical representation of what you need to do. So a lot of times when I make notes for my videos, I still have a notebook for some planning, and when I tweeted out what you guys wanted to see, a lot of you said to recommend a notebook, and the one that I found that I believe is the best is called the Panda Planner. So this is big enough that you won't exactly lose it too easily, but just look at the notebook here. It has kind of space for your general planning, goals, things to keep track of how you'll improve your lifestyle, but also a way to write down some of the projects and things that you want to do while kind of circling that around a general notebook. I've heard great things about it, and as someone who is trying to always get their life back together in terms of organization and just well-being, but just from looking at this, I think this is a great choice for a lot of you guys out there. Another small tip that I have is to get yourself some stickers for your products, because as stupid as it looks, there's nothing worse than losing something at school and being a very hectic schedule and just running around from place to place and lending stuff out to people. It's really easy to lose track of your stuff and often lose it, which means you're gonna have to buy it again. Recently, I went on a site called Moo and ordered some Square stickers for my camera gear, which pretty much is the Casey Neistat knockoff of the Please Do the Right Thing stickers with my email address and phone number. And I think I got the entire sticker pack of stickers for something like $9, and even though people aren't always going to do the right thing, it doesn't hurt to have a sticker on items that you might lose very often. I'm just gonna leave a picture on screen here if you guys want to screenshot that and create your own stickers. Another tip that is must-have for students is of course Amazon Prime Student, and I think a lot of people don't realize that Amazon Prime is really cheap if you're an active student. Being someone who is pretty young, I often forget to order certain things that I really need, whether it's for school, for travel, or just around the house, and I just go on Amazon Prime. I mean, I order toilet paper on Amazon, I buy laundry detergent on Amazon, but even for school supplies, if you just need a pencil and you're too lazy to go out, Amazon Prime is definitely the best thing you can get, and I don't want any of you guys who are students to be paying full price if you don't need to, so check the link down below for that as well. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of back to school content of a what's in my bag when it comes to tech. I definitely tried to pick the best items that I believe will help you guys out the most based on what I've used and what I've heard and tested out here. But if you guys have any other suggestions as to products that you've checked out as a student that helped you out a lot, make sure you drop them down in the comment section below, because I know a lot of you guys read the comments and it might help you as well. But as always, thanks so much for watching this video, and make sure you have post notifications on, and I'll see you all in the next one.